on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Rolling on Three, the first podcast for three-wheel riders, three-wheeler owners, whether you're riding on that Spider, Slingshot, Vanderhall, Ryker, whatever you want, this is the show to talk about it. Today, I'd like to welcome my man Dwight to the show from ATL out in Georgia. Dwight, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on. I start the show with the same question I ask everybody. What you rolling on?
Rolling on that Spyderf3. Yes, sir. Loving it. And the more I ride, the more I want to ride.
That's it. That's it. When did you get the Spider?
I got it at the beginning of August of this year. So maybe 4 or 5 months.
This year?
Yes, sr. Brand new to it.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Actually, former two-wheel rider on the Suzuki's, but I decided that that was a little too much, because of just a little too much. So I decided to try something a little different, and wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but the more I ride, the more I want. So I'm loving it.
So you say you was riding on a two-wheel before. So
Yes,
I mean, how long were you doing that till you decided to make the jump?
I did that for 3 or 4 years before. Okay. A few close calls with that. It just, I tell you, one of the biggest differences that I'm finding right now with the 3 wheels versus the sports bikes is that when you ride in the 3 wheels, you don't necessarily feel like you have to do that same speed that you have on 2 wheels on the sports bike.
Right.
That's maybe a personal thing, but you're not in position as you are in the sports bike with being bent over, the power there. Not saying the Spyderf3 doesn't have the power, but you just feel more in a relaxed state, and you can kind of just play with it more in a more relaxed manner.
No, I see what you're saying. It's like more of a laid-back ride.
More of a laid-back ride, correct. With the power still being there at your disposal when you want it.
Right. Okay, that's cool.
Yes, sir.
Where'd you get the Spider? I mean, is there where you're at? Is there a Can Am dealership, or you went to a regular?
Actually, I got mine from Mountain Motorsports out in Lithia Springs.
Okay.
It was a fairly good experience for me. I know I've read and I know I've heard mixed reviews and stuff, but for me it was a pretty good experience.
That's good. Yeah, I've heard, it's very mixed when you go get a Can Am because a lot of places are not actually Can Am dealers. They're just authorized sellers.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of mixed reviews about, people have a nightmare. Oh, I went to get one. It was a nightmare. I had to wait 3 months and, they didn't have it. It wasn't put together. So that's.
And actually mine wasn't put together when I got it, but, it took them 2 days to do it. Well, I bought it on a Saturday and I took delivery maybe on that Tuesday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. That's cool. That's cool.
So we were not on the showroom floor or anything. So.
Oh, they didn't have any on the show.
No, sir. But I was able to go to the back and see one that they were putting together for another customer.
Oh, okay.
And so I made my decision from that.
Similar to me, they didn't have any out, and when they actually didn't have any for sale. It was a waiting list over in New York City when the Ryker came out.
Okay.
But I did like that Spyderf3, but that price point for me was a little bit too high for what I wanted to spend, especially already having a two-wheeler. So I was like, I can't spend another like that. And then the Ryker dropped, but it was the same thing. I didn't see it up close at all until it was built, and then I sat on
it. Yeah.
That's cool though. That's cool.
Make a decision. Yes, sir.
So where you at out there now in Atlanta, Georgia? You said you was originally from where?
Originally born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina. But when I calculate the years, I probably spent more time in Georgia than I have in South Carolina. So I left South Carolina, right after high school, came to college, to Morehouse, and I've been here ever since.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How would you compare then, if you were still living in South Carolina to Atlanta, the bike life? I mean, I know you probably wasn't riding back then, but if you had to balance it out, how would you balance it out?
Well, I can kind of see the differences now, especially when I go home. one thing about South Carolina, they have the no helmet laws. I mean, you don't have to wear a helmet. So
Okay.
I see a lot of bikers out there, 2 wheels, 3 wheels, cruisers, whoever it may be, ride with no helmet.
Wow.
Now, me personally, I wouldn't dare touch a bike without a helmet. Um, I've seen too many nasty scenes to do otherwise. But in South Carolina, it's a little bit more laid back. There's not as much traffic, so that is a benefit. You do have, I know here we have Savannah for the coast, but there, a lot of people like to go to Myrtle Beach and a lot of the coastal areas and ride. So it's a little bit more relaxed. Like I said, a little bit more carefree.
Mm-hmm.
The helmet thing is a big thing there where, they don't wear the helmets.
Right.
A lot of times some do, but it's a choice.
Right.
So here is a little bit more intense in terms of riding with others, riding in traffic, and et cetera.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Yes, sir.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. So the bike life out in Atlanta, like, how is it? Like, is it a big three-wheel community?
It's a huge 3 wheel community out here. We have different groups, different Facebook groups, different groups through other means that kind of get together, stay informed on rides, community events, car shows, things like that. Those Spider Squad, ATL, and some of the other groups that are out there. To kind of keep you informed. And one of the things I found from the 3 wheel life is that it is a big family. Everybody kind of just group together and they, send happy birthday shout outs, celebrate this, celebrate that. Let's take a ride to the Blue Ridge Mountains, So it's a good way, here in Atlanta, we stay informed, stay in touch, family.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
nice. So, like, riding out there, say like the roads, or the commute or whatever, is it like you doing a lot of city riding, you're doing a lot of suburban back road riding? Like, how do you get out there and ride?
For me, I prefer the back roads and in the suburbs and things like that. I will go into the city. I will ride the highways. First of all, let me say the road conditions here, especially in the suburbs and the highways, seem to be fairly decent, pretty good. Now
Okay.
it's pretty rough, pretty bad when you go downtown ATL. The road, you got to watch for a lot of potholes. I mean, a lot of potholes downtown. And those 3 wheels, that rear wheel behind you, it could be a
Yeah,
torture if you hit that pothole.
it's an iffy maneuver.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got to try to line that front wheel up and that back wheel up and get through it. So, but riding, I prefer riding a lot on the back roads, especially down to the countryside or going to the mountains. Was a little bit less traffic. The roads a little bit more open, and you can just ride. Now, I will say that you still have to be attentive and aware of the deers, because we had that little situation out here.
Whoa.
So, and the deers will jump out in front of you, especially when it's getting ready to get dark.
Wow,
So,
I didn't think about that one.
yes, sir.
All
We had
right.
that issue too. That's a little issue. It's serious.
Oh, that sounds bad, bro.
Yes, sir.
I thought New
Yes.
York City riding was rough with the potholes and the traffic and everybody want to run you over, but
Oh
throw
yeah.
a deer in the mix and we got a
Oh yeah.
problem.
Yes, sir. The deers are definitely in the mix here. That's all around Georgia. So
Oh man, I gotta let the people know about that when they
yeah.
traveling through
Yes,
coast to
sir.
coast on their bikes. They gotta
Yes,
worry about
sir.
those deer in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. So,
Yeah.
like, how in certain neighborhoods they have like the big place where, or the popular place that everybody goes to meet up with their bikes.
Hmm.
They just, was y'all have that out here? I mean, have you
Yeah, they have a
experienced
few
that?
places where people will meet up. Yeah, let's say the BP that's located in the city of Atlanta, down by Spring Street, Varsity. There's a whole plethora of different places that uh, people will meet up to ride. So
Yeah, I
kind of,
like to put that out there, especially for the people who like to travel on their bikes. It's good to give them, you know, when they go into different states, like, man, where do we go where everybody got the bike parked up and we can meet the different communities? But
Yeah.
yeah, I like to
And one
put
thing,
the
you know, on the three in the three wheel community, I know it's on you know, Facebook. A lot of times people will stay connected that way as well and try
right.
to figure out, you know who's rolling today, you know you know what's up for the day. So that's a
No,
good avenue too.
no, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, the
yeah.
Facebook groups are pretty good, and you do get a
Hmm.
lot of tips on there, and you know, there's a lot of love for the 3 Mil community on there too.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was looking, you got a YouTube channel, uh,
Yes, sir.
Dwism Works,
Yep. Dwism Wurks.
Dwism Works,
Yep.
DWISMWURKS,
Yes,
and
sir.
I noticed you got your spider on there. You was doing some things, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the mods you already done.
Okay. Well, you know, the Spider L3 normally comes pretty much stock, pretty much base. So you know, one of the first things I wanted to do was work with that exhaust system, was to make a little bit more noise.
Okay.
And that's not just to make noise, that's for presence as well, so that people can kind of see you. Um,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Loud
yeah,
pipe save lives, bro.
yeah, they hear you coming and everything. And my bike is definitely loud. So what I did was I removed it, the catalytic converter. I went with a straight pipe, took the exhaust off, and I put the two brothers slip on there,
Okay.
and it woke the beast up. It woke it up. It woke the beast up. Now, that catalytic converter by itself, I saw the videos. I've heard people say how heavy it is.
Hmm.
Brother, that catalytic converter has to be, I didn't weigh it myself, at least 20 something pounds. That catalytic converter was so heavy. The
Wow.
pipe is off. So I went with that exhaust system, and it sounds good. I also added the windshield on it, the gauge cluster windshield, which is a more of a low profile windshield on it.
Okay.
Um, and I say to each his own on this, right, on this, because I never want to be offensive, but I did not want the big screen, big windshield that goes up in front of you.
Right.
I'm not ready for that yet. I'm leaving the sports bike thing, so I don't want a big windshield yet.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I didn't want I didn't want that big windshield.
Yeah, I
I
know
wanted
what you
something
mean.
more sleek.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. You don't want to have that old man look on the front yet.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I
So I
I
also go
yeah.
ahead.
I
Go
went with
ahead.
the bigger windshield, but you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
I just
just
wasn't
found
ready
it
for that
much more
yet.
comfortable on the Riker, man. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
wasn't see the thing is I'm coming off of that whole riding speed demon with so it's like it's already out of me. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so now I'm just looking for a little bit more comfort. I mean, it's only so many times when you laying on the ground, you know, sliding across the
Exactly.
highway where you're like, you know what, this is over.
Yes, sir. I get that. I understand that. Believe me, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. And for me, it was more so I didn't like the look of it so much on the Spider. On the
Yeah.
Riker, for some reason, and I think it's the setup and the profile of the Riker, it looks a lot better.
It does look aesthetically better. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
have
just
to
looks. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
Because
like on
the
the Riker.
uh
I like instead of having that passenger seat on the back, I like the storage container that you can put on the back.
okay.
So that, to me, that makes the Riker look real sleek. So I do like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
the Spider does have that sporty look, so you want to keep it to
yeah,
true to the
yeah,
sporty look. Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
But that's
What
the cool
else?
thing. That's the cool thing about the Rikers and Spiders, that when people get it, you can do to it what you want to do to it, and
Yeah.
you can make it yours. But I've also done sticker mods on the bike.
Okay.
I replaced all the BRP emblems, and I actually threw clean mods. There's a little red spider emblem.
We
Then
don't we don't mention that company. They're not
oh
sponsoring. So
oh okay, I'm sorry, I'm
no
sorry.
problem. No, it's no big deal. I
Okay,
blurted out, but you know,
okay,
you know,
okay,
until that company sends me an endorsement or a T-shirt, you know,
gotcha.
I just believe that. But go ahead. I mean,
No
we've all
problem, no
used
problem.
them. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
put them down. They're great guys. They have everything you need. You call them up. Customer service is impeccable. That's
Yeah,
it. And
no
agree,
problem. That's understood.
yeah.
But also, besides the sticker mods, I've installed some LED lighting
Oh, okay.
underneath. And all of the work thus far I've done myself. I also put the bright light that goes in the front of the vehicle, front of the bike.
Hmm.
What else have I done? Da, 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 da. But put some aftermarket foot pegs on the vehicle. That's pretty much it thus far.
No.
You know,
So,
when I heard that one of the issues with buying these bikes is that when you buy them, you're gonna continue wanting to find things to buy to, put on it.
it becomes a habit, bro.
Yeah. So you got to pump the brakes.
Yeah, because I'm like, no lie, I'm probably, let's see, I've owned my Riker since 19, right? So
Yeah.
I'm probably $3,000 worth of mods
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
Easy,
Yeah.
easy, man. It's
Easy.
insane, bro. It is
Yeah.
insane, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just I just look at it, it's like, oh, I'm done, and then just something else comes out and somebody says, nah, you need this, and it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, when is it gonna stop? Yeah,
When's it
luckily,
gonna stop? Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. So how much are you in on mods?
Probably around 2,000.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
around 2,000. Just some little thing. When you do the RAM mount, there's some
Yeah.
things are just real small, but it makes such a difference. Like I put the phone grips on the
Oh, I
throttle,
do
and
have phone grips too. Yeah.
yeah, and it fills your hand up a little bit more, and it feels more secure actually.
And it takes away some of the vibrations.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it is you get a lot more comfort in. That actually is a very good mod, I think,
Yeah.
because it does give you a little bit more comfort when you're riding, and
Yeah.
that vibration does take a lot out of you when you're riding.
And it's so simple. So
Yeah,
simple.
easy
Yeah.
work. So why'd you go with YouTube? What was the start of that? Like, what was the inspiration to
I
start?
felt like, I wanted to kind of just get something and showcase it and showcase modifications along the way. So I've always used Dwism. So I figure I'll just incorporate that in my YouTube channel, Dwism Wurks. And what Dwism is, DWI, the first three letters, are the first three letters of my first name, Dwight.
Oh, okay.
And then the SM is for the first two letters of my last name, Smalls. So put them together, make Dwism, the world is mine.
Oh,
So
okay.
just a little thing that I've been kicking around for a long time.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it works, because eventually I want to showcase more than just Spyder, just anything that's vehicle related. And I'm kind of trying to go in that direction. But I do want to add other vehicles to the collection as well. So Works, I just got rid of the O, put a U in this place. Dwism Wurks.
Okay, so
Yes,
that's
sir.
cool. You got the channel. That's the goal, to put out the channel. That's nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
And
it.
one of the latest things I did, and I got a little twist to everything, because I bought the Ryker. I mean, I'm sorry, the Spyder home.
Right.
Wifey saw it. Wifey was in love with it, which surprised me.
That's good.
Because she's like, this is what I've been waiting for, some type of 3-wheel.
Oh.
Yeah. So what happened? Last weekend, she
I
went and
know
got
where
her
this
Ryker.
is going. I know where that one was going.
Last week, she went and got her Ryker. She took her first ride on a 3-wheel motorcycle on a trike on last Sunday.
I hope you got that on tape, man.
Yes.
Film that. All right.
Oh yeah. I have it on tape. And and I actually, on my YouTube channel, I showcased her bike, and I did that video on Friday.
All right. That's
Yes,
cool,
sir.
man. How'd she like it?
She loves it. I did something a little different with her purchasing, though, that I want to share with your audience. I didn't buy her brand new. I didn't go to a dealership.
Okay.
What we did with her was I was like, wouldn't it be kind of cool to go ahead and just drop some cash and just eliminate the sales tax piece of it, eliminate the warranty, all that kind of stuff. That would be kind of cool. You can save a lot of money that way.
Yeah, you do. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So what she did was she utilized Facebook Marketplace, and we were surprised by, there weren't a whole lot, but there were enough to choose from to say, hey, you know what? Let me check this one out. So that's what we did. And all the bike had right at 2,000 miles on it, 2020. They had it since May. They've been riding it.
No, 2,000 miles, yeah.
Yeah, so we went and, looked at that. The thing about it was, over about $2,000 worth of mods already been done to it. So the storage container on the back,
Wow.
the wheel inserts, a full LED lights around it. Yeah, the bike was already laid out. So we have all the papers on it. We didn't drop that cash on it, bought it home, clean and free.
Nice,
So
man. That's a
yeah,
great
yeah,
deal, man. That's a
yeah,
good
man.
come up, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a good come up. Yeah. I say, man, that's the
yeah.
Riker is my thing, man. I'm like,
And that
I'm
was my first time riding the Ryker, and let me tell you, I rode it home, and it was a pure blast. It
it
was,
is. It's an
yeah,
amazing ride, man. I tell you,
yeah,
and you know, I was never on a three. I mean, I liked when the three wheels came out, but
yeah.
I never got on one. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
cool, but you know, and the funny thing is when I got the Riker, you know, when I picked it up and the dealer
Mm-hmm.
goes, "Oh, I know you watched all the videos. I know you know what you're doing and everything." I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, you know, I just came off a bike, whatever." So as soon
Mm-hmm.
as I started it up, he goes, "Remember, you know, one down, three up." I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Wait, hold
yes,
up,
sir.
I got a shift." And then he was like, "I'm just messing with you." I was like, "Uh, now you
Yeah,
got me confused. Can I get this thing
yeah,
home?" But man, I
yeah,
rode it home. It was a little sketchy the first 10 minutes. I was like
yeah,
trying to feel like, you know, there's no handbrake. You
yes,
know, it
yeah,
was a little, the turns was like, hold up, should I lean? You know, you still
yeah,
get that, but I broke
yeah.
that habit and now it's like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
You
cool
get
now that you have the two and the Riker and the Spider. That's a great
yeah.
it's a great video too. It's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
comparison video. Yeah.
And what I'm excited about with that is that the wife and I can do something together that you know that has always brought me pleasure and joy.
Right.
And now we can do something together, bring her into this world, and you know, it's cool. It gives another twist to that. I'll be right back. That way, because now she said, "Well, I'm going with you."
Right,
Well, let's
right,
go.
right. Start mine too. I'm coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Let me go get my gear on, get my shoes on. I'll be right there.
That's dope, man. That's real
Yeah.
dope, man. So,
Yeah.
are you using your bike more for recreational or are you commuter with it? Like
Just recreation.
just
Right
recreation.
now, I did, and mostly I'm working from home anyway. But
Right.
sometimes I do have to go into the office. But maybe I've ridden it to work maybe twice since I had it. But so it's definitely mostly recreational.
Oh, that's cool. So you have
Yeah.
a lot of miles on it or
I have right at 2,000.
oh okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
have you taken some long, you know, rides, trips like
The longest ride I've gone on was into the mountains of North Georgia. That
okay.
was it.
All right.
Um, I came in there actually when it wasn't bad. I didn't have any issues with any kind of back issues or anything like that. That's just the longest I've gone with it.
Oh. The
Yeah.
out here, you know, we have the harsh winter. Do you have
Mm.
like the riding season where everybody just puts the bikes down because it's just too cold or that just
I'm
don't
going to
bother you?
say here they do not put the bikes down. They don't.
Wow.
You don't
Wow.
have to put it down. Like, let me give you an example. The high temperature has been in the 40s mostly last week. It did crack 50 on Saturday, so I stepped out there on Saturday for about an hour.
Okay.
Today, the high temperature will be 57.
Mm,
Tuesday, 57. Wednesday, 57.
that's
Christmas
good.
Eve on Thursday, high 40s. The highs on Friday will be 39. So you kind of pick and choose. You can
Yeah.
kind of get around it a little bit. We
I
don't get the snow. We get snowed and all that kind of stuff.
right. Yeah.
Mm.
I have a threshold that's below 50 degrees. I don't get on my bike.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I can't do it, man. And you know, I'm all over. I'm commuter and recreational. Like if I
Mm.
could ride, I'll ride. You know, I'm one of those. So I'll put a backpack on,
Yes.
stuff everything in my backpack.
Hmm.
I'll ride it. You know, I'm like one of those. If it's nice, I don't want to take the car. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like
I agree with you. If I was on the beach or I could ride a bike all the time, I would do that.
yeah,
I'm with you on that. And it's
definitely.
funny you mentioned the cold piece of it. I was at a gas station on last Sunday when I tell you my wife, her first ride was on Sunday.
Right.
Talking about a gas station, and we all know the problem that all Rikers and Spiders have. The one problem that all of them have that you have, everybody. is that when you go to a gas station, a lot of times people want to come up to you and want to talk.
Yep. With your helmet on and your
Yeah,
music.
with your helmet and your Bluetooth going in, you gotta say. That was all the time. So I was at the station and this older gentleman approached us and he was talking about the bikes and everything. I'm trying to pump the gas. I'm trying to. It was a little chilly. The temperature was dropping. I'm trying to get back to the house. I'm less than 3 miles from the house, and he mentioned something about he said you trying to rush. I said look, man, it's getting cold out here. He said, oh man, y'all ain't no real ride. You can't ride in the cold. And I'm like, brother, to each his own. If I'm cold, I'm cold. If I want to go put it up, I go put it up. But see, old school, we ride in rain. I don't ride in rain. If it ain't rain in the forecast, I do not ride. The temperature's not right, I do not ride. Now you call that what you want.
No, let me tell you, it's 100%, man. And when I see those guys out there, man, I saw a guy out there 2 days after the snow in New York City riding a Harley. I was like, are you kidding me? Man, you can't keep a bike up on a sunny day in New York, man. You gonna come out here with this craziness? You got salt trucks kicking by you. You got everybody throwing snow. I was like, man. I mean, like it's each his own, like you said, and God bless the ones that have a zero tolerance for cold. I like to turn on my heat in my car when it's necessary.
Correct, when necessary. And then not only that, I like to keep my bike showroom clean. I don't want to ride in the rain and kick up dust all up under the undercarriage and all that stuff. But that's a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, nah, I'm gonna kick it in the dirt, especially with the Ryker Rally. I'm kick it in the dirt. I don't want to kick mine in the dirt.
Let me tell you, people don't know, but it's a lot to clean a bike, man. There's a lot of parts in there that you got to get into, and if you want it really clean, it's not like I could run a hose across it, man. It gets dirt and grime and mud in every crack, every crevice. So when people wash the bike, and I don't blame you. I want my joint looking clean every time I pull out of the driveway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the goal, man.
But it does. I mean, the conversation that comes with the bikes, man, is just unbelievable. It's just, I came out of Lowe's. I went and rode to Lowe's to pick up one little small item. Came out, and this older lady was standing by the bike, and she said, "Some people just came by and they were just taking pictures all by your bike and everything." Well, to each his own.
The picture thing is crazy too, because I get that a lot. That's why I put the name of my channel on the side of my bike, so I figure I'd get some publicity for it too. Sir. At least if they snap the picture, they'd be like, "Hey, what is that? Let me type it in." So maybe I can steer some traffic to my page. But
yes, sir.
I hear you. My whole thing is the same thing. Like when I bought the Ryker, I was like, man, there's a few people out there making videos. I said, let me go out there and make the video.
Yeah.
And I started doing the video thing, and then I said, man, I wonder if this I knew there was so many forums. I said, I wonder there's a podcast so I could just listen to what guys are doing to their bike. And I searched around, I couldn't find one. So I was like, well, maybe I got something here. So I started the podcast, and the love has been crazy, man. Like my bookings and people hitting me up, and I like to hit up a lot of YouTubers, especially, guys that bike, because, we could grow the community together. And for the people who listen and all that, when they're riding, they might want to say, oh, I'm going to that state. I'm going to stop by that place and check it out. So my whole thing was to bring the whole Ryker community and Can Am community together. And so far, so good. I mean, guys like you, females, everybody's into the whole three-wheel thing. I got people overseas contacting. So it's been a lot of love. And my goal is to try to get the whole community so big that there could be like one big massive ride out with like 1,000 bikes or something. People meet from all over, one central location, have like a big community thing,
Yeah,
so
that is cool. And the one thing about the Spyders and the Rykers, it has no age limit, has no gender specified to it. So that is the cool thing about it.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. That's actually, it's what because Can Am had actually contacted me. I guess they saw one of my shows. And they were explaining to me how me doing that is helping with their branding, because
Mm-hmm.
Their whole goal is to show that everybody could ride one of these. You don't have to
Yes.
belong to, like, I don't know if are you in a motorcycle club or a riding
No.
club?
No.
No?
I'm not. No.
All right. Yeah.
Just,
So,
just,
you know.
just, just different groups that I associate with to stay informed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of guys, they'll start their own ride, not motorcycle clubs, but like
Mm-hmm.
riding clubs where they have
Yeah.
all types of events and, you know, things like that. Because we have a few out here, but I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I just, when they have something pop up, I see it, I just roll to it. You know, I don't
Roll to
belong.
it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard about we had a COVID ride back in November. I mean, back in
Oh, okay.
October,
Okay.
um, at our West End Mall here in the ATL, and with police escort and everything. So it was Rikers, Spiders, and Slingshots, and we
Mm.
had people from Baltimore, Texas. I mean, people were all over. And I think we had over 200 bikes or so.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
man, that was major. With police
Yeah.
escort and just kind of rode to a destination, kind of chopped it up a little bit,
Hmm.
and then afterwards rode out to another county, suburb area where they had to a restaurant, and they had a big block party, had the DJ, and so that was a lot of fun, man. Everybody get to showcase their rides, and once you get to your destination, turn your lights on, and everybody can see all your different lights and stuff.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. A
looking like
little show
Christmas in
out.
October, a little show out.
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
like
That's
Christmas
dope.
in October. Yeah. So it was
That's
cool,
dope.
man. It was
Yeah.
cool. It was cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right, man. So listen, getting close to the end of the show because
Yes, sir.
the attention span for the YouTubers and the
Yeah, I
algorithms
got
get
you.
messed up if I go too far. But got a new segment I started on the show. I just started asking people now. So
Mm-hmm.
if you had to describe your spider in one sentence or one word,
Mm-hmm.
what would it be?
Exhilarating.
All right. All
Yep.
right. I like
Yep.
how that
I'm gonna
sounds.
say exhilarating. I'm gonna put a slash there, and I'm gonna say stress relief.
All right, man. I like
Exhilarating.
that,
Yes,
man.
sir.
You know what? Everybody gives me a different answer, so I
Yeah.
like this, man. It's
Okay.
pretty
Okay.
cool. So I appreciate that. Listen, for the people who are not watching, for the people who's listening, promote
Mm-hmm.
what you got, your whatever you're on, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, just say it out there. I'll post it below, but for the people who are just listening, just
Okay.
shout it out.
Okay, well, I can be reached on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, all under Dwism Wurks. Instagram is Dwism _works. And that's, again, DWISM. And you're going to have it at the bottom. And Works is WURKS. On the channel, you will be able to see just different modifications, different enhancements, things that I'm doing to my bike. So kind of just seeing the progression. I have content on there speaking to how to care for your bike, wash your bike, and things of that nature. Talk about me personally not wanting to wet my bike down every time, so I'm using some alternative means in doing that. Also, just showcasing my wife's new ride as well. Some of the modifications she has. So just another channel to check out. Just to for that person that's sitting on the fence, whether or not they want to go down and buy a Can Am vehicle. Because that's what I did. I kind of went to YouTube like, let me see what everybody's talking about. And it kind of push you over the fence, like go ahead and do it.
All
So
right, yeah.
so I do want to be provide the content that would help people make decisions, more informed decisions.
That's dope. That's dope. All right. Well, everybody follow that channel, up and coming channel. He looks like he got some interesting stuff on there. So check that out. I'm Keith Hammer. This is Rolling on Three Wheels. That's my YouTube channel, Rolling on Three Wheels. This is the podcast Rolling on Three, the number three, all one word, Rolling on Three, streaming on all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
You could find me on Twitter at Rolling on Three also. You could find me on Instagram as the Shadow Black Ryker. That's the name everybody gave me, so I stuck with it. If you want to contact me, follow my channel, follow his channel. You could, he's got something up and coming. It's really good. And yo, man, I want to thank you for being on the show, man. You was a great guest. I can't wait to have you and your wife back on the show so we could chop it up, do a because I'm quite sure she got a lot to say about her bike now.
Yeah, she has a lot to say about it. I bet you.
All
Yeah.
right, man.
All right, I appreciate it,
Everything's
Keith.
good. I'm gonna
Yes,
just
sir.
pause this recording real quick.